as we enter the call for justice and bring our civil rights leader here in the United States of America up to give the eulogy for Amir Locke, the one thing I reflect on in giving the call to justice is a conversation, Jeff, you may remember that Karen and Buddy, we had talking about we did everything we could do to make sure that this didn't happen to Amir. We raised him right. We made sure that he didn't get any trouble. Reverend, he had no criminal history. We taught him how to interact with the police. What could we have done to prevent this? And that made me think. That made me think a lot, Bishop Howell, about how they've killed other black people. And those parents, Alyssa, asked the same thing. What could we have done to prevent this from happening? And I just want to run through the list real quick before we bring up Reverend Al. And when I go through this list, all I want y'all to respond back to me is while black. Because when you think of the ways they have killed black people, when you put it in context, it makes you want to holler. And so we began with Philando Castile, and I'm a point, and y'all say while black. Philando Castile here in the Twin Lakes area was driving while Daunte Wright had an air freshener in his car while Ahmaud Arbery was jogging in Brunswick, Georgia while Atiana Jefferson was babysitting in her home and was shot by the police while Andre Hill was fixing his car in his garage at his own house while Byron Williams in Las Vegas, Nevada was riding his bicycle and the police shot and killed him while Pamela Turner in Houston, Texas was having a mental health crisis and she was on the ground saying, "I'm pregnant," and the police shot her for having a mental health crisis while Tamir Rice was playing at the playground by himself and shot by the police while Jonathan Crawford was shopping at the Walmart in Beaver Creek, Ohio, and was shot by the police while Jamel Robeson in Chicago, Illinois was saving a life while serving as a security guard, and the police shot him while Alton Sterling was selling CDs in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and was suffocated by the police and shot while Michael Brown in Ferguson, Missouri was surrendering with his hands up and shot by the police while Stephon Clark was trying to get into his grandmother's backyard in Sacramento, California. His grandmother sleeps inches away from where he was shot by the police in the back while Breonna Taylor was sleeping in her bed in her own home while the police served the no-knock warrant in Louisville, Kentucky, and put 9 bullets in her body while George Floyd was just trying to take another breath, and the police kept their knees on his neck for 9 minutes and 29 seconds while Botham Jean was eating ice cream in his own apartment, sitting on his couch, watching a football game, and the white policewoman said she came in the wrong apartment and shot and killed him, and then she claimed self-defense. And all both of them was doing was eating ice cream while. And finally, Amir Locke, Karen's baby boy, Buddy's apple of his eye, was just Tony Ramanucci literally sleeping on the couch while black. Amir Locke, let that sink in, was just sleeping while black. And the police came and shot and killed him. So the call to action is to try to answer Karen and Buddy's question. What can we do to make sure our children don't become a hashtag? Well, we got to stand up, we got to speak up, and we got to fight for our children. And we got to fight like their life depend on it, because their life do depend on it. And Lyndon Andrew, like we said at the Capitol, Jeff, if Minneapolis Police Department would have banned no-knock warrants like they said, let's be clear, Amir would still be here. Let's be clear, Amir would still be here. I want us to say it so the Minneapolis mayor and city council can hear it. If you would have followed your ban on no-knock warrants like you said, let's be clear, Amir Locke will still be here. Amen?